Hi, I'm Maxine Bingham. I have a master's in Near Eastern Studies from UC Berkeley, and I'm also the leader of Women of Purple, a ministry equipping women with biblical history and archaeology. I'd like to talk to you about envisioning places. So, why do we want to envision places? Whether it's through pictures on the internet or actually going personally. Because places really help make the Bible come alive. One of the wonderful experiences I've had is living a year in Jerusalem, Israel, and looking at so many archaeological sites throughout the country. When I read the Bible, I have pictures in my mind. So there's lots of things within a place that help us make the Bible come alive. There's buildings, architecture, there's art, whether it's figurines or sculptures. Burials have a lot of information for us. Inscriptions, regardless of where they may be found, on columns or stele, on stone, on clay, whatever they are, pottery, which often helps with dating. Cylinder seals, they are interesting in the ancient Near East. They are rounded little objects, very small, fit in the palm of your hand, and they have designs on them. So as you roll them out, you basically create a seal for your clay tablets so that the wrong people don't read them. And of course, clay tablets are an ancient, have been found, thousands of them in many archaeological sites, and they help us understand biblical context. Writing by contemporaries about a place is very useful when it comes to understanding biblical references. And places can add context and fill out information in many unique ways. For example, what can the city of Corinth tell us about the Apostle Paul? Corinth was a very busy Roman port. In fact, it had two ports and a trading city, very wealthy. Paul spent one of his a whole year and a half there. So it's part of his journeys from 51 to 52 CE. There, he's the one who founded the church. He converts both Jews and Gentiles. It's where he meets Priscilla and Aquila, a couple that he will work with very closely. It's where, by the way, he gets put on trial before the proconsul Gallio, and where he wrote 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, which is another major trading city that was also very wealthy. So we learn about Paul's world in Corinth from Acts 18, verses 1 through 18. And so this is where tells us that Paul left Athens and went to Corinth, where he met a Jew named Aquila and his wife Priscilla, because the emperor had ordered all Jews to leave Rome. There was terrible persecution at that time. So they were all tent makers. So he not only worked with them, but he stayed with them. Then we learn that every Sabbath he reasoned in the synagogue, trying to persuade both Jews and Greeks. So Silas and Timothy came from Macedonia, probably Thessalonica. So Paul was able to devote himself exclusively to preaching, testifying to the Jews that Jesus was the Messiah. But they became very upset about this, and he ended up saying, "From now on, I will go to the Gentiles." So even though he says that, Acts tells us that Crispus, the synagogue leader, and his entire household believed in the Lord, and many of the Corinthians who heard Paul believed and were baptized. And this is amazing because Corinth was very much a Roman city with Roman religion.